Welcome back to Mom's channel. I've something a little bit different this time. I know y'all want more sewing videos, and I promise I'm working on those. But I was feeling a little bit painty, so I had this idea, and I was gonna see how it looked. Turned out pretty cute, so I was gonna make a lot more of them. And I said, well, I'll just show y'all how to make them while I go through this. And what I've made is this little clipboard that you can put a note or a photo or whatever you want to under here. And it looks really cute, like sitting on your desk or what have you. You can put a picture in it and give it for a gift. So let me show you how to make these. These are super easy. This is painted with like a distressed technique. So that's the main thing I'm going to focus on, is showing you how to do that. It is not hard at all, and it's very forgiving. So I started off with these little 5x7 plaques that I found. This is a package of 2, and they were $4.99 for the 2-pack, but every other week they go on sale at Hobby Lobby for 40% off. So if you want to be a little patient, you can stock up, get a pretty good deal on them. They have a little routed edge. They could stand a little bit of sanding. I didn't sand mine because I'm going to paint over it and sand it anyway. So, but anyway, this is what it starts with. Now, to get this distressed look, let me get a little bit closer there. You can see on the edges, you have to have 2 coats of paint. One on the under and one on top. And then you're going to sand the top to let it show through. So this one I painted a turquoise, painted this color on the bottom and then a white on the top, and I have sanded the edges and it's ready to seal now, and I'll show you that in just a second. So these two, and I don't even know how these are going to turn out, but I thought it'd be cool to look at. I painted one red on the bottom and blue on the top, and one blue on the bottom with red on the top. And now I'm going to sand the edges and just see what comes through. So, to sand, you can use a sanding sponge, or you can just use some sandpaper. You need to get a fairly fine grit, at least 180 or more. The higher the number, the finer the grit. So, go with 100 to 250, something like that. So let's sand the edges of these and see how that turns out. Now remember, all you're doing first, like I said, is you're just putting 2 coats of paint. What kind of paint? Well, I use chalk paint. There's all kinds of chalk paint. What I have on this red and blue is the Folk Art Home Decor chalk paint. Just a little bottle will do a lot. You don't need much paint for these. The turquoise that I used is a Miss Lillian's chalk paint, no wax chalk paint. I love this, but I have to order it, so I don't have a lot of it. I can't just run out and get it. The Waverly chalk paint also works really good. This is just 2 little bottles, and they have so many colors, tons and tons. So just play with it. If you don't like it, you can paint over it and try again. You know, that's the beautiful thing. So let's sand the edges of this the red and blue one, and just see how much of the color shows through. I'm really curious about this. You're just going to take your sanding sponge or your sanding paper, and you're just going to start working on the edges. And probably, see, I used this sponge on the white, and that's coming off on the blue. So what I'm going to do now is go to the sandpaper where I have a fresh sheet. Let's just get a little bit. And you're just going to work on the edges, just like that, till you see some of whatever color you put under there. And that's turning out really cool. I was hopeful, but since they were both dark colors, I didn't know if it would be hard to see. So just work on this. So some of that on the bottom starts coming through. And then do your edges. Just get them really good. If you want some to show through on the other side, just work on that. Yeah. That's pretty awesome. Okay. Now, lesson learned. Let me get a fresh piece to do the red. Pick a spot on the sponge where there's not any white on it. Just right there along the edges. Letting that blue come through. And this is why you really don't have to stress about it while you're painting, because you're fixing to take some of that paint off. So just get it, you know, get it covered. It's better to use 2 thin coats than 1 thick coat, so don't glob it on. And then just get to work distressing. Okay, and that should be pretty good there. Let me work on this blue just a little bit more. Just gonna get a little bit more of that red out. Okay. Now, all this dust, and if you have respiratory problems, please wear a mask when you do this. I have it very well ventilated in here. I've got the air going, so that's why I don't have one on. Now we're going to clean off what we've sanded. And then I'll show you the magic that happens. Now, okay. So here is a fresh piece. And I am going to use this polyacrylic clear semi-gloss to seal these, and it just really brings out the color that's underneath. It makes it stand out. You can also use Mod Podge, either one. One of these is a gloss, one is a matte. So, you know, try a few and see what you like. It just depends. I do different things different times. So, let me do this one first. This white one, you see, you can't really see. I mean, it's not as drastic, but when you put, and I've still got red glue on my hands. When you put this sealer on top, it just makes that undercoat pop. It is very attractive. Okay. So just get some on your brush, and we're just going to coat this nicely. Get it covered. And you don't want any big globs on there because that will show up. Just coating it. I'm going to do the edges. Mainly I'm just wiping off the drips because I'm a messy painter. So I'm just going to wipe off the drips. Now we're going to let that dry, but you can already see that that made a world of difference on being able to see the turquoise in there. That's really nice. Let me get my fingerprints off of there. Okay. Okay, let's try the red one next. So we're just going to paint the sealer right on top. And that just really makes the blue much more noticeable all through there. Get my edges smoothed out, make sure they're covered up good. Let's see if I can get a better angle. Since it's shiny, it depends on the light, but you can really see that the blue is just coming through there so nicely. Now let us see what it does for this one. It's always the little things that you don't think about that really put the finishing touch on a project. And as far as chalk paint, putting a sealer on it just really takes it to the next level. So I'm always excited to get the sealer on. It's always a little bit disappointing when I'm just looking at it because I think that's kind of blah. But then when I get the sealer on it, it's a whole new level there. You want to get those bubbles out. Stirred up a few. Actually, I think I picked up a brush that was not quite dry yet. That will cause a few bubbles, but it'll be okay. All right, now, so we have those three sealed. So let me put this up. Okay, so I'm going to let these dry for a couple of hours and then I'll flip them over and do the back side because I like for my backs to be nice as well. So let's talk about what to do after your sealer has dried. Let's take this one again. Next, you're going to want to put the clip on it like this. There is no need to wear yourself out trying to screw this in. You can use some E6000 up there and put a little drop of glue. Now these are the hinge clips that I used. I found them in the scrapbooking section. So they're just a little clipboard clip. I liked them because they looked kind of old. And you just put, if you put a little bit of E6000 right all around this round edge, and then I put a little bit on the bar down here and lay it flat on there and let it dry for 24 hours. It will hold just as good. You can see this is one that I have glued and it is holding just as well. When I tried to screw it in, the wood is just soft and the screw is very small and it kept popping out. So I gave up on that. Just go with the E6000. Now, how to display it. I have one that I put, you can get these little easel things. I haven't attached this yet. I just got these in. This is a little easel back. It'll just go right on the back. And then, so I can set it on my desk. Whatever, little display there. If you want, once again, I'm going to glue this on. I'm not going to fight those tiny screws into this thin wood. You can also use some sawtooth hangers if you want to hang it up. Glue that on the back. Don't worry about the screws. Now, what I did is I made some little, I picked out some of my favorite sayings and printed them on cardstock. And so, because I like to change the stuff on my desk regularly, so I was just going to get a lot of these. So maybe every week I can put a fresh little saying. My class is always really interested to see what the meme of the day is, which this will be the meme of the week, I guess. Another thing you can do, these are sized 3.5 by 5, so I may have them printed out, as photos. You can also, there's just enough room down here to put a little decal. So that's what I'm going to do. I love fleur-de-lis. So I'm going to put this little decal down here. I was going to show you how to do a decal. I did these. I cut these out with my Cameo. So let me close up. Let me get a closer shot so you can see how to pull it off and put it on. Your decal is going to have 3 layers to it. There's this clear, it's called transfer tape, that goes on the top of it. Then there's this white backing, and then there's the vinyl in there. So what you want to do first of all is rub on it really hard to make sure that transfer tape is stuck. Then we're going to peel it apart like this. Your decal should come off stuck to the transfer tape, okay? And you can throw the backing away. Now I'm going to just eyeball it and put it right down. Now once you stick that vinyl down, it's not that it's impossible to reposition it, but it is quite hard. So I'm going to make sure that I get it right where I want it. And now rub that really good. I usually have like a credit card or some kind of a plastic card I rub it with. And then we're going to gently peel up, and if you bend it down and like roll it back, that'll make sure that your decal stays. Okay? And there you have it. What a cute little thing to put on my desk. I'm so excited. My students are just going to love this, I know. Okay? So if you enjoyed Craft Time at Mom's, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down there for me. I'm also going to put a lot of links down in the description to where I got all my supplies and how you can get my printable little mean things if you want them. Come back to see me. I've got more crafts planned. Thanks for watching. Bye.